Hi guys, welcome to Bit Nibble Bite, where you don't have to learn all of coding at once, you can just take a bit, nibble, or bite. So today on the agenda are methods. I'm going to go over the Java syntax behind them and explain how they can facilitate code reuse. So if that sounds interesting, as always, stay tuned. Think of the last time you used a vending machine. You probably didn't know exactly how it worked. All you were worried about was pressing the correct number and letter to get the food dispensed to you. Methods are similar in that when you call them, you don't have to know the background details. You are just concerned with providing the correct input to get the output desired. Methods are also referred to as functions in other languages. They are essentially a collection of code statements grouped together to perform a function. They also assist with code reuse, which I'll show you now. The diagram on the right shows the flow of control of a program. You can see to the right of this a block of code called the method A code. Method A gets called several times in the program. At the first method A call, the flow of control points to the code itself. Once this code is run, it then continues in the program. Method A is called a second time in this program. Instead of having to write the entire method A code twice, we only have to write it once. When it's done running a second time, it continues to after the method call. This same logic can be applied to multiple methods. Looking at the program in the middle, we start with a method A call. This calls the method A code, which then continues to the program, which makes a method B call. This accesses the method B code, which then continues to a second method A call, which once again accesses the method A code, and then continues along in the program. We're going to start with a code example. I already have my class and main method set up, which, as you've noticed, is a method itself. The objective of this program is to determine if an integer is greater than 5 or less than or equal to 5. I'll start with an example not using methods. So as you can see, putting all of this code into the main method is really repetitive. Imagine if we wanted to check hundreds of values. I'll now show you how to achieve this same end goal with a method. So as you can see, by using a method, we were able to trim down the number of lines in our program. I started by creating a method called numTest. This is the name of the method, just like the main method. It is also public. This is the visibility of the method. Static means that it is associated with the class and not an object. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about that yet. We'll get into another video about classes and objects. The return type is a string. Here I create the empty string result. It is then populated based on the number that's passed through. By number that is passed through, I mean the integer n. This is also referred to as the parameter of the method. Above, we call this method using a print statement to view the string that is returned. We have numTest, the name of the method, and the parameter 1, which is an integer with the value of 1. When 1 is passed to the function, it is checked that if 1 is greater than 5. Since this is false, we move to the else statement, and the string, the integer 1 is less than or equal to 5, is returned and printed to the screen. I'll show you this now as I compile the program. I'll now compile the program. No errors, so I'll run it. And you can see that 1 is less than or equal to 5, 5 is less than or equal to 5, and so on. For those of you paying attention, you can tell that this is still a bit repetitive. I'm going to show you a different way to call these methods in the same order. So what I did here was place all of these integers into an integer array. I then loop through that array through its length and call the function and print it out as I access each index in the array. I hope that explanation was useful for you. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for future content. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to post them in the comments below and I will get back to you. Look out for future videos about objects and classes, and we'll start creating methods that aren't static and are associated with objects instead of classes. Until next time, guys.